Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Village Guy. Of course, here we just chat about people in Paarl and Wellington doing amazing things, and of course just chat about things and happenings in Paarl. Welcome from a very rainy Paarl outside. So as you know, I'm going to chat to James Fortuin. James Fortuin is the CEO of Boland Cricket. And of course, we all know recently in the news that it was announced that Boland is included in a domestic league for the first time. I don't know how many years, but James can maybe just tell us when last we were in domestic league. And just some background. I mean, I did some reading on Boland, and of course, you know, Boland has been the playground for a few South Africans from Paarl, Justin Antong, Shah Langeveld, and then also people from other surrounds. And then I think in year 2000, they also won the Standard Bank League, but I think James would be able to tell us more about that. So let's welcome James to the conversation. Mr. Fortuin, how are you?
I'm good, Miles. Good morning and good morning to your listeners.
Cool, man. Mr. Fortuin, it looks like everything you touch turns into gold. You had a very successful Mzansi League with the Paarl Rocks. And now Boland Cricket team is in the domestic league. But before we get to that, tell us a bit about James Fortuin. Who is James Fortuin and why is James Fortuin involved in cricket?
Passion. Passion. It's all about passion. And I was talking to someone the other day and told him I'm in such a good space, such a happy place. A place where my passion meets some of the skills that I've accumulated over the years. I work with a great bunch of guys, both at operation level as well as at our board and members council level. So yeah, I'm really in a good place. Probably the first time in my life that I'm genuinely happy in a job.
Wow, nice. Just some background quickly before you were in Boland CEO. What was the journey?
Born in Makwaland, the family moved to Cape Town in the 70s. The big migration. Studied at the University of the Western Cape. Lived in the industrial town of Atlantis. I have a long history with the Paarl. Came here, I think, for the first time in 1982.
Sorry, you were saying you're from the Makwaland?
Makwaland, as I said, moved here in the 80s to Atlantis. I have a long history with Paarl. The first time I can remember coming to Paarl was probably around 1982, 83. Incidentally, strong family ties and friends, especially in Paarl. So yes, I feel a little bit local. Played in the Boland cricket leagues for many years at the social level. Unfortunately or fortunately for cricket, never played at a higher level. And I spent about 18 years in government corporate world before I joined Boland in 2015.
Perfect. Yeah. So James, of course, the last 5 years has been very exciting for Boland Cricket. Tell us a bit about the Mzansi League with Paarl Rocks, what that meant to Boland, because if I look at all the comments from some of the news reports when Boland was announced to be part of the domestic, it looks like there's a big cricket culture. I know there is a big cricket culture, but it looks like it's a national thing now that Boland has a big cricket culture. Tell us a bit about what that meant for Boland.
Maybe I should start off by saying that I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely proud of being involved in the team that brought both the Paarl Rocks MSL franchise to Paarl, as well as now in this bit. But I'm not the only one. I work with a wonderful board. This is now the second iteration of that board. The one that appointed me originally in 2015. I'm part of that team. I'm part of a broader team that our members council. I'm part of our operational team. What we've achieved is we must give those teams credit for the work that they've done. So MSL has been very interesting. We always knew that there's a deep affinity for the game in the broader Boland areas, and Boland in this case, Overberg, West Coast, and in our immediate, all over. People love the game. And so when we got the MSL, the nod for the MSL, we took a very deliberate decision to root our MSL team within this local community. And the catchphrase and the word that we used is it must be culturally relevant. So everything we did around the MSL, we started from that particular perspective, from that particular premise. Is this culturally relevant to people in Paarl, the people that would come and watch these matches? Would they feel at home in the stadium?
Sorry, you broke up when you said you had to bid for this Division 1 and 2. So maybe, just start from there again.
Yeah, so we our bid for the Division 1 team built on the work that we did with Paarl Rocks, the whole notion of being culturally relevant, and it's the by previous boards the last 7-8 years, and even before that. So although I'm the figurehead of the bid, it is one has to give credit to that entire team.
Cool, man. So tell me, what is the preparation that you had to go through for this bid for the new SA Domestic League? I mean, of course, you have to, give a proposal. Why do you think Boland should be in there? I mean, what does that entail?
So the bid had a sort of, call it a 90-10 split. 90% of it was going to be evaluated. We were evaluated on our performance over the last 4 years. And all of the people that made a contribution to being in the top 8, well, actually moving from position 9 in 2015 to position 7 to position 3 or 4 to position 2, for the last 2 years, played a small but significant role in getting us here, because 90% of the bid actually validated the work that they've done over the last 4 years. And then we had to submit a business plan, a strategic business plan for the period 2021 to 2025 to show our plans moving forward. And again, there we used a inclusive iterative process to actually engage all of our committees, the cricket committee, human resource committee, the cricket pipeline committee. All of those committees did work together, worked in a collaborative way to bring to fore a strategy that talks to cultural relevance, that talks to inclusive excellence, etc.
So, sorry, you were saying the bid was 3 weeks, and you, of course, had to submit a strategic plan, and then you, of course, mentioned what was in the strategic plan. So now that everybody is accepted, what's the way forward now? Of course, you already have a Boland team. Do you have to start scouting for players? Do you need to get sponsors? What's the next step?
Yeah, so the next step is essentially putting together a team. The currency of professional sports teams is talent. So we need to get a talented team. We need to get a team that the people of Boland generally and Paarl can be proud of. We need to get and can associate with, again, the notion of cultural relevance. And so that will keep me busy for the next few days. But at the same time, we're looking at our entire organizational structure, whether we are able to host a team, what is the hosting standards that we want for this team. And luckily we have long-standing relationships with commercial partners, and I'm talking to all of them, to make an announcement early in the new financial year, around May, on that particular front. So for now, it is about putting together this architecture in the same way that we did with the Paarl Rocks. There we had a very clear plan and a clear strategy, and that strategy is also in our bid document.
Okay, cool. So when does this domestic league start? And I mean, what does it mean in terms of COVID-19?
Difficult question. We hope to start first week in October, like the normal cricket seasons. But obviously, there's the uncertainty of COVID ahead. And so we're keeping all options open. We'll work closely with Cricket South Africa to understand the nature of the competitions and how and where it will be played. We hope, I certainly hope that in year one, the people of Paarl get a chance to see their team performing at Boland Park. We can bring back the happy days. So yeah.
Just wait for James. Yeah, there's another message here from Duncan Jankies. Well done, James. And also Warren, Sean Groenewald, goeiewerk, Cricket Boland. And then there's a question from Doran Low about girls not playing in primary school. Maybe that's something we could ask James as well for women cricket. But I won't keep you any longer. We're just waiting for James to reconnect. I've just got 2 more questions for him. Let me go through some of the messages. Yeah, we have a message from Justin Watts. Well done, Boland Cricket team. Wasim Bardman, Pro Cricket is back in Boland Park. Well done to all involved. Now we must only get the fans in. I don't know how we're going to do that with COVID, Wasim, but hopefully we get there. And then, of course, another message from Anele. Good morning, congratulations, Cricket Boland. Well done, team. So, yeah, it looks like people are super excited. Okay, so quickly, 2 last questions. What does this mean for Boland Cricket?
It means that we have an opportunity to build a sporting legacy that I think the people of Paarl and Boland desperately needs. Importantly for me is to put together a team that has cultural relevance, but are able to excel not only with the best in South Africa, but the best in the world and beat the best in the world. It's about it's about working harder, working smarter, and to continue the journey that we've started on. It's going to be nothing different. We were out of the public eye for a long time, but that doesn't mean that we didn't put in the hard yards, put in the late nights to make it happen, and so we'll continue to do the best that we can to make the region proud. We're fishing for the entire. Our objective is to be obviously, the best supported team in the country, and that means getting the people of Paarl, Wellington, and the greater Boland behind us. But it also means getting the people that have moved into the cities across South Africa behind us and in the world. Our people.
James, sorry guys. Let's look at some of the comments along while we wait for James. Here's another comment. Super excited from Crystalline Brink. And then while we wait for James, sorry guys, Yolandi is also so excited. Looks like there's a lot of excitement. And then Jeromeo also sees a klomp talent in die Parel. Jeromeo, yes, we know that. So I'll just wait for James to connect. I told him I'm just going to keep him busy for 30 minutes. So the last thing I want to ask him is just, I know that he's got a small passion for grassroots cricket, and I just wanted to ask him what is his view on that and what's Boland's development for grassroots cricket. But hopefully he comes back. He just left now. Anyway, yeah, so those of you that have just joined, you all saw Boland Cricket has been included in the domestic league to play against some of the elite top class teams. We know in the year 2000, Boland won the Standard Bank competition with a few of Paarl's superstars playing in there, but and they haven't been there. We haven't played in the elite leagues for quite some time. So this is really a game changer for I think my Wi-Fi is done. Okay. So yeah, James can't join us because he said the connection is quite bad. But guys, thanks for those of you that have joined. Thank you so much. We would have wished it to be a much more fluid interview, but yeah, he says the Wi-Fi on his side is bad. So let's just see some of the comments before we go. I said hier is 'n klomp Boland. Geraldine also said daar's talent is enormous. Die water is reg in die Parel, Geraldine. And then Vian, of course, also hope Boland can make use of the current under 19 boys who want the franchise Cubs. So there's some nice advice as well for Boland. What else is there? Rupert Bailey, brilliant. And then Marshall Atakan, hard work starts now to keep the status and even go to greater heights. Yeah, so some really, a lot of excitement in the Paarl area for our cricketers. But for those of you that have joined, thank you so much. Probably all working from home or watching this interview. But I would really have liked to ask James a bit about development cricket, but I'm sure I can get his comment later. So for those of you for joining, thanks so much. Enjoy your day, and then we'll chat again soon. Goodbye.